Does the channel provide value?
Focus on the foundation.
I am a travel vlogger.
It's always about communication.
Build those partnerships.
What are the problems that you solve for your clients?
Just being ahead on the technological side of things.
Leading an organization.
You not only want to survive, but you want to thrive. They said it wouldn't last, and they said that you can't drive profitable and incremental revenue through the affiliate channel. But here we are, 20 years later, and the affiliate channel is alive and kicking and generating profitable revenue for thousands of retailers across the globe. Hi, I am Jamie Birch, your host of the Profitable Performance Marketing Podcast, where we talk to some of the industry's best and brightest about their careers, about leadership, and about how to drive profitable revenue through the affiliate channel. Welcome to the Profitable Performance Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Birch, and co-founder of the award-winning affiliate management agency, JEBCommerce. And today we have a great guest for you. A good friend of mine, Joe Sousa, is the affiliate manager at Fanatics. And yeah, that's another awesome person we get to interview and talk with from Fanatics.com. So pretty excited about that. But do want to talk about one thing. You can get help with your affiliate program at any time from me directly and my team by emailing us at gethelp@jebcommerce.com. So right now we're heading into spring. And there's a lot of things opening up right now. This is May and June of 2021. We're having a lot of things open up from the pandemic, and so much has changed in e-commerce. So if you need help figuring out how to position your company and your affiliate program for success in 2021, then definitely let us know. You can just email us at gethelp@jebcommerce.com, and we would love to help you. Now, let's go to our guest. Joe Sousa has been in the industry for 25 years now. He has been an affiliate since pretty much the inception of the affiliate channel. And he is also an affiliate manager and has spent a number of years managing programs for agencies, as well as being the affiliate manager for Fanatics.com and working with probably one of the best affiliate programs out there. He and Wade and their team do a phenomenal job. So today we talk about what that transition was like, what affiliate marketing was like back then and what it is now, and how different and difficult it is for affiliates to build engagement and an audience that drives traffic. So we talk about all those things, optimization tactics, how to develop content sites, how long that takes, and all sorts of that. And we also talk about the Seahawks and we talk about biscuits. So if you like Seahawks, biscuits, and affiliate marketing, this is the podcast for you. So I'll get out of the way without further ado. Here's my conversation with Joe Sousa. All right, Joe Sousa, thank you so much for joining the Profitable Performance Marketing Podcast. It sounds weird for me to be all formal with that, with someone I've known and is a neighbor of mine, and I've met in parking lots and bought stuff out of the trunk of your car. But welcome, man.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here. It's good to get a chance to talk with you.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the trunk of the car stuff here in a moment, so people don't have to wonder too long what I'm talking about. But what'd you think of draft day? We're both Hawks fans. We had a phenomenal, huge cornucopia of picks. We had 3. What'd you think of who we got?
3 great picks. I like the receiver we took. I'm not even sure of everybody's name off the top of my head. I just kind of know who they were.
Yeah.
Good little small slot receiver. He's going to be a great kick returner. Good yards after the catch guy. Metcalf and Lockett can keep everybody busy, and he can just sneak free into the secondary. I think he'll make some good plays. He'll be a good special teamer too. I like the corner we got. He seems like a tough guy. Be good slot corner, and the offensive lineman could be a monster. Start getting 6th round picks. Who knows what they're going to be, but I saw a lot of good things talked about for him.
Yeah, definitely got to keep Russell happy, right? That O-line pick, I'm sure, was that. What do you think of all the hype this offseason about Wilson? Did you buy it?
I think Wilson had some definite concerns, and I think the team had definite concerns, and then the media just blew it all out of proportion. I don't know why the media. I like guys that say what they mean, that say what they want to say. They aren't really towing the company line or talking just to keep everybody happy. They're saying what they're feeling. And if I'm a general manager, I should be able to say that every player on my roster is tradable for the right offer. Going to take a
Yeah,
huge
that's
offer for some of
true.
the players. And as a player, I should say, I want to win. I want the best players around me. And the media just takes that and runs with it and turns it into a lot of discontent and speculation and all that. But I think Russ is going to be a Seahawk for life. I think he's going to retire with the Seahawks and win 5 or 6 more Super Bowls.
Yeah. I always watch. They have I think it's ESPN Sports Center on at the gym, and it's always Skip and Shannon. And I've always followed the threads of athletes just hammering Skip Bayless for
Yeah.
just picking apart everything. And I listen to him talk, and I'm like, man, one player says one thing. I can't imagine the pressure of every word I utter being picked apart, especially in the off season when nothing's happened. I say some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And so I like it's always interesting to me. And this is the time where I don't watch a lot of those shows because it's just, there's nothing going on. Picking apart what people are saying over and over again, super frustrating and unrealistic to be held to that standard.
And it all gets taken out of context too. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
doesn't help.
Yeah, I like your perspective. Every GM should be able to say everyone's tradable. Well, anyway, we aren't here to talk football for much longer. But so you're back in Spokane, and you've traveled kind of all over the country. And right now, one that I've seen you more, I think, since your wife started a business than I did when we were just affiliate colleagues. How you tell us what your wife is doing and how did that start?
Sure. My wife makes biscuits. She makes
And they are
frozen
damn
biscuits
good.
that you buy and you cook at home. She has a number of different flavors and types that she makes, but it started about a year and a half ago around Thanksgiving. She said, "Do you think anybody will buy biscuits if I make them?" And of course, I said no. That's crazy. She had been trying a bunch of different recipes for a few years and trying to perfect it. And we had some when we were down in Florida that we were able to skip across our pond in our backyard. They were so bad. They were like rocks. But after 15 or 20 different recipe tests and going through that, she stumbled on some recipes and techniques that worked really well. And started off, like I said, at Thanksgiving. She sold a bunch of just standard buttermilk biscuits, and she's added different flavors. She makes a cinnamon roll biscuit where instead of
Oh,
like a
my
raised
daughter hides
yeast dough.
those.
Yeah,
My daughter hides those in the bottom of the freezer and grabs one at a time and makes it. And you can smell it. You come down, they're already gone.
yeah,
She hides them, and I can hear when we're out because my wife. There's a certain oh, noise made when we're out of the biscuits.
yeah. But yeah, she has the cinnamon roll. That's been a popular one. She has a bacon jalapeno scone. She did a carrot cake one for Easter. She did a week or so ago. She made a blackberry white chocolate lavender scone. She only made like 20 packs and sold them out almost instantly. So
Yeah.
it's fun to see the business grow, and we're working on moving into commercial space and working on some other commercial accounts and stuff like that. But yeah, it's
Wow.
fun to see what she's been able to do.
Entrepreneurial family for sure, huh?
Yeah, and they're really good. I still enjoy them after eating a lot of them over the last year and
I
a half.
bet, I bet you've been the main taste tester. I've eaten a lot of them, and they are, and hopefully my mother in law isn't listening to this, but they are the best biscuits that I've ever had, and my mother in law's biscuits are really really good. So yeah, so I have to place another order. We've loved the jalapeno ones; are really good. But yeah, you guys are quite the entrepreneurial family, and you've been quite the entrepreneur. I know your dad as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like your affiliate origin story? How did you get into this?
Sure. Back in 1997, I believe, I was working at UPS and Office Depot, just a couple jobs, nothing exciting. And my dad had started doing some website work for a couple companies, and then he started playing around with SEO back before SEO was really a thing. That's when he had AltaVista and Excite and InfoSeek and Hotbot and
Yeah.
WebCrawler and all those different search engines. And the way to get rankings was put the keyword more on the page. Uh,
Meta
It's running 10
tags.
times, then you submit it and you see the rankings change. Okay, let me try 12 times, and you submit it and you see the rankings change again. And eventually he was getting a number of clients that it was too busy for him, so he brought me and my brother in to the company, and we started basically one of the first SEO agencies that were out there. Long time
Wow.
before Google, long time before things got complicated with SEO. I know it's a much
Mhm.
different game now, and nowhere near as
Yeah.
easy as it was back then. But we partnered up with there was a software called Web Position Gold. Some of you old
I
timers
remember
might
that.
recognize that one. Had the little blue line GIF landing pages, and they would send us. We were the company that they would recommend when somebody wanted help with their SEO.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we did that for we're doing that for a year or two, and eventually we'd have clients that would move on and not want us anymore, but we'd still have their domains, and we'd still have traffic going to those domains that were ranked well. So I decided, let me try this affiliate thing, and switched a few of the links over. I think Disney World hotels and tickets was one of the first markets I was in, and I was able to get great rankings for people searching for discount Walt Disney World tickets and Disney World hotels and stuff like that. So so then I just started building up the affiliate side of things more, and let other people handle the SEO stuff, and it just kind of ballooned from there. I decided one day I wanted to build a site selling football jerseys, so I got a few domains and registered them and built out sites selling football jerseys for Fanatics. I was part of their affiliate program back in 2002. I was doing stuff
Wow.
for Netflix early on. I was doing stuff, number of different markets I was in back then, but mostly just retail stuff. And it just kind of kept growing from there. Eventually, I can't remember when, late 2000s. I'm trying to remember I can't remember. It's been a long time, and the dates all kind of blend together. But I started
It's like
doing a lot
24
of paid
years.
search. Companies didn't really protect their trademarks on paid search very much, so eBay was paying $60 for a sign up, so you bid on the term eBay, and you pay $1 per click, and you end up making $20 per click. So I did that for, I mean, Netflix, Nutrisystem were big ones back then.
Yeah.
eBay, of course. I did free ringtones that weren't really free. So a lot of the different paid search, kind of the shadier stuff going on there for a while.
It was the Wild West back then.
Oh yeah, it was. And I mean, there was nothing against the terms in their terms of service about bidding on trademarks, so I didn't feel too bad about it then. And then everything just kind of has moved on from there, and the business has changed, and I've had to change with it.
Yeah, definitely. And so, how long were you full time as an affiliate?
I was a full time affiliate for probably about 15 years, um, and I mean,
Wow.
there'd be months where it would be great, and I'd make huge commission checks, and other months where things wouldn't go as well, and the money wouldn't be there. But yeah, I was able to ride it out for about 15 years overall
Man,
as a full-time affiliate.
just hearing that, like, I get anxiety ridden of that's where all your income is. How did you pick uh, an industry, a vertical, and then what did you do? Did you build out websites? Like, what was the process back then?
Sure. For the like the more retail consumer type stuff, I would just find something I was interested in. Like I said, football jerseys. I love football, so I figured let's build a site around that. Um, and they were primarily data feed sites. They were primarily pretty thin content. There wasn't a lot going on other than the data feed. I'd have a few blurbs and articles here and there, but it wasn't much beyond that. Uh, for the Disney World stuff, it was kind of just a listing of hotels and a listing of ticket prices, and once again, there wasn't a lot of content. I wasn't going into big explanations on all the different rides and how to do Disney best and all the other stuff. There's a lot of
Yeah,
other people doing that content. I was just putting the products in front of people.
yeah, and I know the answer to this question, but is it harder now than back then, and why?
Yeah, it's definitely harder. I think it, traffic generation is a lot more difficult. Uh, Back when I was doing it, it was pretty easy to rank on Google. There wasn't a lot to it. Um, for many years, I was either ranked 1, 2, or 3 when you do a search for football jerseys, and that was with a pretty horrible site. There wasn't
Yeah,
anything special about the site at all. Now you'd have to build thousands and thousands of links. You'd have to get your on-page SEO all set. I mean, there's just a lot more to it now to get traffic. If you can generate traffic through social channels now, which I didn't have back then. It wasn't really a
Yeah, we didn't
thing.
have any of that back then.
But once again, it's not easy. You have to build good followings. You have to build engaged followings, engaged users. So it's definitely harder now, and I think that's why we're seeing fewer and fewer kind of work in their basement independent
Yeah.
affiliates out there. There's a lot more corporate, a lot more media, a lot more bigger affiliates with 50 people on a team that are doing it and doing it well. But there's not as many people that were like me making a full-time income just sitting in front of their computer making websites here and there.
Yeah, and you and I started in the same spot. My first job out of college was the title was SEO guru, and they put me in a huge conference room where we also did the kickboxing every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and put me on a card table. It's like this SEO thing. We need you to do that. And I remember after a while, you could, now you can't, but back then I had 8 out of the top 10 positions for stethoscope, medical books, blood pressure cuff. I still remember these things after I started in '99, a little behind you. But it was kind of easy to reverse engineer what someone else was doing and manipulate keywords and white on white text. I remember was a
Yep.
big thing back then. When you started, things were relatively easy, and it was a guy in his basement generating traffic, and the industry was new. Now that's just not the case. Like you said, there is they're corporate affiliates, they're media partners, they're people building audience that they have engagement with, and those audiences engage with the affiliate first. But we still have, I feel like we still have this view of the channel out there that it
Yeah.
is still what it was in '97 to maybe 2003. Do you think that's true?
I definitely think it's true. I mean, there's been a lot of shady stuff that's gone on in the affiliate channel over the years, and there still is a lot of shady stuff that goes on. It's a way people can make money, and if you don't have an engaged affiliate manager that knows what they're looking for, a company can lose millions of dollars pretty easily.
Yeah.
They can get scammed pretty easily. Once again, people bidding on your trademark that you don't want them to, and doing paid search stuff that they're not allowed to, or spamming different forums or cookie stuff. I mean, there's still ways to do it that a good affiliate manager can easily catch, but most affiliate
Mm.
programs aren't properly managed and properly run. So there's still a lot of fraud in the industry, and I think that kind of taints the whole industry. So the people that do well, the people that know what they're looking for, the people that can drive legitimate sales, kind of get lumped into the group that doesn't. So
Yeah, it's all one big basket, right?
yeah, yeah. I kind of equate it to like used car salesmen. There's a lot of shady used
Yeah,
car salesmen out there. There's a lot of great ones that really want to help the customer and help them get into the right vehicle and aren't looking to scam people. But you hear used car salesman, you think you don't have a good thought about that. You don't have a good perception of
totally.
what they are.
Totally. Now, you guys at Fanatics are doing a lot to, I think, change the view of that. And I definitely want to get into that. So, you were an affiliate for 15 years. What was it like at the end being an affiliate? And then what was the trigger to go to the other side of the fence and be an affiliate manager?
Yeah. Like I said, as years went on, it got harder and harder to get rankings. I had my sites that I'd built years ago that were still doing well, but it was harder to get new sites performing and driving sales. And then one morning I woke up, it was a couple weeks before Christmas, I think 11 years ago or so, and Google had wiped out all, I mean, they hadn't wiped out my sites. They just weren't ranking anymore.
Yeah, it's like
They
the
went,
Penguin update or
I don't
by
know.
then.
I wasn't doing any shady link building or anything like that. I know there was one that dealt with link building and one that dealt with content, and I was probably on the content side. Once again, it was just data feed sites that took the data feed as it was and repurposed it. I didn't have much unique content or anything like that going on the sites. So at that point, it was either I can try to rebuild all these sites and spend weeks and weeks adding content and trying to figure out what the problem is, or I can get a real job. And at
A
that
real
point,
job. You had a real job. I bet you were working more than most.
yeah. Well, I mean, at that point, there wasn't really We still weren't into the corporate affiliate, the media affiliate, a media affiliate. It still wasn't that. So kind of the next step, or the only real job, was on the affiliate management side. So I moved into that, started working with one of the OPMs out there, and worked with them for about a year.
Awesome, awesome. And then you stayed on that side of the fence since then, right? But you still you're on both sides. You have a cooking or a meat site.
Yeah, yeah. I still have one affiliate site I keep around, CompleteCarnivore.com. I mean, I love grilling and smoking and cooking meat and all that. So I figured I want to keep one affiliate site around, just so I can kind of be on that side, and I can know what the affiliates are dealing with, and different technology things that they have to deal with, and even how much work it does take to build social followings, and to keep that active, and what it takes to rank in search engines nowadays. I mean, I wanted to kind of remain on that side. So as I'm talking to affiliates, I know how to talk to them. I know what they need. I know the struggles they go through. I know what it looks like to try to create content and do that on a consistent basis.
And I would assume as an affiliate manager, you know what they need, what they want, what their perspective is. Probably better than anyone else who's not sat for 15 years on that side of the fence.
Yeah, definitely. I do think it helps. I mean, I can use my site to show people examples of, here's how you can write an informational post that also has affiliate links. Here's how you can write a post that's primarily just to get links. It's more of an informational post. There's not a lot of sales content on it, but it gets links to your site, which helps all your pages rank better, including the
Yeah.
ones that are strictly just to sell stuff. So I think it helps me be able to explain those things to affiliates, and give them some concrete examples without sharing other affiliates' information, or without sharing stuff from some of
Yeah.
our other
Yeah.
partners. Here's an example of what I did and what's working for me.
Yeah. 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 And so this website is dramatically different from your sites in 97 and 99 and 2000.
Yeah, this one, it has real content in it. I mean, I'll spend days or weeks even researching different posts. So it has some good content. I'm starting to do more videos, and doing that on it. So
And I think one thing that makes you successful there is you're doing something you're also passionate about. So it's one thing that over the 20 years I've been in this, or it's not 20 years, it's like 22 now. We're getting old, man. Um, but I always tell them, like, when and I asked you earlier, like, how did you find the niche you wanted to work in? I always recommended start with what you love and you're passionate about, because when it gets to 12 months and you're still working on it, if you're talking about something and trying to sell something that you don't enjoy, you're not going to have that stamina to get through. Is that part of your success? Like you football jerseys, meat, things like that. Is that a big part of an affiliate success?
I I think so. I mean, especially once again for somebody that's just trying to earn a few $100 here and there. I don't it would be hard for most hobby, interest related type sites to make a full-time income. It would take a lot of work to get to that point. But if you want to make an extra three, four, $500 a month, and have companies send you some free product every now and then, I think it's a great way to go. And once again, I'm grilling 3, 4 times a week, so there's a constant
Yeah.
stream of content I can be putting up there. It's not
And
something like if I did a Disney site. I go to Disney once every 10 years. I don't have the same
yeah.
amount of content, the same amount of knowledge, the same amount of opportunities to create content with something like that as I do grilling. Because, like I said, I'm outside grilling 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. Some days, some weeks.
And I think you've become our industry's go-to guy whenever any of us have a question on grilling anything. I was introduced to spatchcocking a chicken from your post. I had no idea what that was, but one thing that I wanted to ask was, back then we went through, you and I were both in the affiliate space, not too far from each other either. um, and we would get these Google updates, and Google was making dramatic changes to where one day you'd wake up and your top 5 affiliates pretty much didn't exist anymore. And that happened over and over again. Are you seeing the same thing happen? It seems, or what do you think, and what have you seen? Because the affiliates have to build engagement, have to build a true audience, have to build their own brand loyalty now. Are they as impacted and um, reliant on the whims of one search engine as they used to be?
I don't think they are. I mean, we see if somebody's searching for Fanatics coupon or whatever, if they're doing coupon searches like that, we see those rankings change all the time. Sometimes Retail Me Now's on top, sometimes it's offers, sometimes it's we've seen some other sites jump up there too. Those change all the time. But for some of our content affiliates, they've spent 15, 20 years building communities around different teams, different players, and those people, they don't go to Google to search for their team. They go to the site itself, and the owners of these sites have been able to build up that reputation as the go-to source for information. So people go to there first. So I think with any affiliate nowadays needs to kind of go that route. Yeah, getting traffic from Google is wonderful, but you need to take that traffic and somehow build a community on your site, build something that the people are going to come back to your site even if you don't rank on Google. That could be a social following, that could be building up an email list. I mean, there's a number of different ways to go about it, but I think you can't be reliant on a single source of traffic at all. You need to be able to diversify.
Yeah, it sounds kind of sort of the Amazon problem too. I've worked with many companies who built their entire company on Amazon and then wanted to branch out
Yeah.
and wanted to get sales outside of Amazon. And I'd say 80% of them weren't able to do it. They weren't able to they didn't essentially build a brand on Amazon. They fed the Amazon machine. And so trying to build a brand outside of that was impossible for them to do. So, what was the hardest part of making that transition from affiliate to affiliate
Well,
management?
obviously, going from working for yourself to working for somebody else is always a transition. But I mean, like I've had great bosses. I've had great situations I've been in where it's been a pretty easy transition. Um, I think being an affiliate manager, I kind of wake up each day knowing what I need to do and what needs to be done. Where as an affiliate, it's just, what do I want to do today? I don't know. Let me go
Yeah.
write some more content, or let me go uh, do some research on whatever. But I think on the affiliate management side, you have your internal reports you need to get done every day. You have the emails that come in you need to answer. You have the affiliates, the top performers you need to reach out to on a regular basis. So I think it's more structured, which is good because I'm not a very structured person. So even having a little bit of structure is really helpful for me.
Yeah. Now, I ran some affiliate sites and I wasn't successful. I lost every dollar I put into it as an affiliate, even back then. But what would you say, to affiliate manager who hasn't been an affiliate? Like, what is the things that they can do to kind of get that experience? What's the difference between the two that they kind of need to bridge the gap?
I don't know if they should necessarily go out and build a whole website or anything like that. Pick one pick one thing to do, and whether it's just make a few YouTube videos and kind of see the process that an affiliate would go through there in making
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, and do some research on what makes good YouTube videos, and how you need to structure the title and the thumbnails and all those things. Just do a little bit of research on that. Do a little bit of research on how to build an Instagram following, and set up a little site and see if you can get 200, 500 followers, whatever. Start a Facebook page or a Facebook group, and kind of know the mechanisms of what that looks like. So as you get somebody that comes in, hey, I have a huge Facebook group and I want to work with you, you'll kind of know how to talk to them, and how to do that. Once again, I don't think most people have the time or the desire to build a website and create hundreds of pieces of content on it over the years. But if you can pick even just one of the social channels, or learn WordPress, learn how to use it. It doesn't need to be a fancy. Just learn kind of the mechanisms of WordPress, or WooCommerce if you want to help people with that, or some of the other different plugins. So kind of pick something
Mm-hmm.
like that and learn that rather than creating a whole website necessarily.
Yeah, and how much time do you think it would take, like time that you put into it and calendar time, if you started today to build a following to replace your, to have full time income as an affiliate? Because sometimes there's a lot of people out there saying it takes, 90 minutes and this short course, but to create really good, reliable income, how long does that take as an affiliate, just starting from scratch?
It's not easy. I'll tell you that. It takes a long time. I've been working on my site for 3 years, and obviously I don't post every day. I don't. I mean, I've had one post in the past 4 months. I've just been busy with
Yeah.
a lot of other things
Yeah.
right now. But if you were to consistently work 3, 4, 5 hours a day on it, depending on a lot of it depends on the niche, depends on the demand for it, depends on what kind of merchants there are to work with, depends on commissions. I mean, there's hundreds of different things you'd look at to see if it's going to make money, but it would easily take 2 or 3, 4 years to be able to make a full-time income, I would say. And once again, you want to have that income be not reliant on Google, not reliant on Facebook, not reliant on YouTube. You don't want to have it on any one channel. You want to have it so if all those went away, you'd still have an income. Otherwise, don't quit your
People
day
would
job.
still want to be there. They would
Yeah,
still want to come find you, even if they couldn't find you on any of those platforms.
yeah,
That is a tall task for anybody to do. Retailers struggle with that,
yeah,
and I think that really goes to how this industry has changed and how difficult it is, and how sometimes silly the argument is that order wouldn't have happened, or that order would have happened in all these other ways if the affiliate wasn't there. All that work
yeah,
that goes in and years, and even their own marketing. I at the gym this morning, Rakuten was all over the commercials, and their cash back shopping was everywhere. Like
yeah.
every other commercial was that.
And even as a smaller affiliate, I mean, I'm starting to see when I do a product review, I'm starting to see CNET and BuzzFeed and a lot of these other larger media companies showing up in the search results rather than just people writing reviews of products. So it's we're competing against people with $1 million marketing budgets and 25, 30
Yeah.
person teams and all that. So once again, it's a lot harder now than it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, and so now you're at Fanatics. You're
Yep.
working with a good friend of both of ours, and a recent guest on the podcast, Wade Tonkin, who's taking a trip shortly to Everest base camp. Um, so, what's it like to work for that company? You guys are doing so many great things, and it seems like every other week there's an acquisition, there's some big news. Fanatics, what's that like going from working for yourself to maybe the one of the best known affiliate programs, definitely in the country, if not more broad?
Oh, it's awesome. Like I said, I started working with them back in 2002 as an affiliate, and they knew who I was, and over the years they tried to hire me and bring me down to Florida to work. I'm not going there. I work for myself. I love the freedom. But
And you
then,
live in the Pacific Northwest.
yes, yeah, and it would be quite a journey. But well, like I said, once my sites all got whacked and I was kind of mostly out of the affiliate game and I needed a real job, uh, they reached out again and I was talking to Wade, who I recommended him for the job. Um, but
Right on.
yeah, it was just time. I mean,
Small world.
yeah, we just had a kid, and we needed to do something. So we packed up and moved across to Florida. And even seeing the change in the company in the last 8 years I've been there, it's been pretty amazing to see.
Having a child will definitely make you change your career path at times. I know I had two and was freelancing, and then had a bit of a panic. It's like, I got to get a job. And then I realized I hated that. So I started the agency, but definitely. So, um, talk to me about the importance of content sites. You guys work with a ton of those, and I think one of the biggest successes you guys have is cultivating those small fan sites and helping them grow. How important are content sites to good, healthy affiliate channel revenue?
I think it's massive. For most affiliate programs, the standard coupon cashbacks are going to be the largest affiliates, if the merchant chooses to work with them. But you definitely need a good base of content affiliates, um, bloggers, social media, fan communities, whatever they may be. Those are the ones that we focus on. Those are the ones we want to cultivate the relationship. So when we can go out to, like I said, somebody that's been a huge fan of their team for 20 years and has been writing content and blogging and putting a website together for that, and we can go to them and say, hey, you want to make some money on this? Your team's about to win a championship. You can cash in pretty good, and we can help them make 10, 20, $30,000 in a few days. I love that. That's like the thing I love most about this, is being able to help people take what they're passionate about and make money on it, and not sell. It's not a sellout thing. It's not something where they're uh, not being loyal to their fan base and just abusing them. No, the people want to buy the gear. Get it in front of them and let them buy it, and show them where they can buy it.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably fun to work with other people that are as passionate about one of the things you're passionate about as well, and you get to see them grow in that too.
Yeah, it makes me jealous sometimes seeing some of the some of the money some of these guys can pull in, and I wish I
Uh,
could do that. Just one. I just
yeah,
want
yeah.
one day like the he just had.
Yeah, yeah. Now, how long does it take to cultivate the content relationship or a relationship with a content site? Is it you find them, start it, and it's huge, or is it a 4-year process?
No, we've had some where we contacted them and the next day they've made $20,000
Wow.
in commissions. But then building the relationship over year. I mean, you continue to build that relationship over years. So when every time you email them, they know who you are. They know you're going to give them some good information. They know you're going to be there to help them. So those relationships take a long time. Getting them on board. Once you can get them on board, it's pretty easy to help them see success. But it does take work over many years to build that long-term relationship.
But it's one of the misconceptions that I see on our end with the affiliate channel is it's a spigot and you turn it on and you turn it off as you have budget or you need it to. But you mentioned relationships, so you can even have that hit right up front. Why are relationships so important, especially with content sites?
Well, I mean, they need to be able to trust me that I'm going to be giving them good information, and that these are the products that are going to do well for you. I mean, once again, being an affiliate, I kind of know what their audience wants and what they need, and how that compares to what we are offering on Fanatics. So I can help them in that way. But they can also feel free to ask questions. If I'm just a nameless email address, they aren't going to feel comfortable to ask me, hey, what products are selling well, or I put this post up, I don't think it's performing as well as it can be. Can you what do you see on it that I can do better at? So the relationships are even the relationships with Retail Me Not and Honey and some of the bigger sites like that are important to have. So I can email somebody and get an answer. I've had lunch with these people. We've taken each other out to dinner at conferences. I know who they are. I know their kids' names. It definitely helps when we need
Yeah,
something
yeah.
from them and when they need something from us. It's not just a numbers game. We know there's people behind these websites. We know there's faces, there's families that are relying on this income, and I need to be able to help them out with that.
Yeah, and you have a unique perspective being a successful affiliate for so long. What do you think or what have you seen the big mistakes? Maybe it's along the line of not treating it as a relationship sort of vehicle. But what are the mistakes that you've seen advertisers make and maybe still making?
One of the things that you tend to see is once again, you just look at numbers. You just look at conversion rate. You look at traffic numbers. I mean, those are obviously important, and you want to know those, and you want to know what your metrics are. But once again, realizing that there's people on the other side of those numbers, and it's not like paid search where you're dealing with Google, a big
Hmm.
faceless corporation, and you bid higher, you get more traffic. You bid less, you get less traffic. Um, there's so much more to it in the affiliate channel, to help people be able to generate traffic. It's not just, like I said, it's not a turn on turn off type thing. It can take years to build up significant traffic. It take years to build up sales. To take years to build up your community or your brand name, whatever it may be. And it's not something that oh, we're running over budget. Can you slow things down a bit? Well, not easily. I mean, if we
I've
do
had
that,
that question many times.
oh yeah. I mean, if we start cutting commissions on some people, they're not going to be there when we need them next year when
Yeah.
sales might be down a bit and we need to push things. So
I had to do that with an affiliate that you and I know, and she's still mad at me. And that was in 2002.
oh yeah,
And she's still upset with me.
yeah, but yeah, it's a totally different type of marketing channel. Once again, it's relationships that you have to build.
Yeah.
So when sales are slow, hey, we got this product we're releasing, can you give it a push? They'll be willing to do that. If I had been messing around with their commissions for the last few years and not communicating with them, they're not going to be there to help me when I need them.
Yeah. If you're treating them as a resource to be exploited instead of a relationship to grow,
Yeah,
then when you do need them, they're not going to be there. If you want to test a new product, they're not going to want to spend $1 or a minute testing something for you.
yeah,
And that's one of the things I love about the channel is you have those relationships and you can throw that out and say, hey, check this out. Let's see how this does. And people will try it for you, even though they may already know they're going to lose commissions because they're putting you in a spot they have a proven performer in. What kind of things do you guys do to optimize your relationships to help your affiliates generate more revenue and help you guys hit your revenue goals?
for the content guys, we try to give them as much heads up on product as we can. New stuff that's coming out. If a team's getting a new jersey, we just had the NFL draft, so getting people the
Yeah,
information about that ahead of time. Obviously, there's stuff we can't say, and we can't always share as many images as we'd like, just due to different vendors not wanting their stuff out there ahead of time, not wanting leaks. But we try to give them as much information as we can. We don't try to hold back. When it's something we can share, we want them to know, and we want them to be able to have the content ready. So when Trevor Lawrence gets drafted, all those Jag sites can be firing up the gear right away. If we have any big sales coming down the road, we try to give people a heads up so they can create content. A lot of the stuff we do is pretty time specific, and if a team wins a Super Bowl, a lot of the sales come within the first 12 hours, 24 hours after the game. So if
yeah,
the Super Bowl's on Sunday and Tuesday we're reaching out to people after the game saying, "Hey, do you want to push some?" They've lost a lot of their earning opportunity. But if we're getting
it's
them
all
the
gone.
weeks ahead of time leading up to it, they have the ability to go out and create content ahead of time and have it staged and be ready to push it live right when the game's over. Have their social posts scheduled out to go right when the game's over. So a lot of it is just being proactive and getting the information ahead of time to the affiliates as much as we can so they can be ready to go when we are ready to launch the product.
And organized, I would
Yes.
say. You have to be proactive ahead of the event, and then you guys have a lot of a lot of your sales are like that, like you said, event specific, huge concentration of sales around one thing: the draft, the Super Bowl, all that stuff. Is
Yeah.
there anything else that's different about those types of things that others can learn from, maybe use in their programs that you guys do?
Once again, it's just being able to share information and get the relevant information to your affiliates. We know if a guy has a Cubs site, we're not going to hit him with Dodgers gear. We're not going to hit him with Miami Hurricanes gear. We know that he wants Cubs information. Maybe some Bears, maybe some Bulls. He can mix in there too, but he wants
Yeah.
information about the Cubs, so we're going to give him relevant information. Like I said, my grilling and meat site. If somebody reaches out to me and hey, we're launching this new smoker, this new grill, you want to check it out? I'll check it out. If they're saying we're launching a new sewing machine, can you push it? No, I'm not going to push that. That's not relevant to my audience. Um,
Yeah.
so it's just getting people the right information that they can use. And it once again that comes back to knowing your affiliates and knowing what they promote, knowing that this affiliate has these 3 sites and it deals with these content topics. I can reach out to them on that. Um, so you hit them with relevant information and they're going to love it. If you hit them with stuff they don't care about, that's not going to help them.
And we really have two audiences as affiliate marketers. We have the end consumer that we're trying to reach. And we need to know our company, needs to know who they are and what they need and when they need it. And we have our affiliate is the audience. We need to know who they are, what they need, how they need it, when they need it, and communicate with them. And that's I think really where the relationship comes in, like you were saying. We know so much about them, and we need something. We get it to them as early as we can. That proactive communication. I really appreciate you sharing all these. Now, uh, what's been your biggest success story in the industry?
I think
You've
it's just the
spanned
people.
now even longer than me, so
Yeah.
almost 25 years. What's the biggest success story?
Honestly, it's the people I've been able to meet and the people I know. I mean, we've known each other for, I don't know, 15 years or
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think
But
we met at a Marriott at a internet marketing event that I think you and your dad put
yeah, that could have been it.
on Pines, I think, in Spokane.
Yep, I remember that. Well, there's the elevator story, which we have to get into.
Oh, yes, that is one of my favorite. That's probably my favorite Joe story. Do you tell our audience about the elevator?
Sure, it was at Affiliate Summit in New York. Um, I don't know, 2000. I don't even know what year it was. But I was still, I still hadn't met a ton of people in the industry yet. So there's some people I didn't recognize. But you, me, and Steven, your coworker, were in an
Yeah,
elevator talking about the Seahawks, and they had, I think they'd recently lost to the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
that last the year or like probably weeks prior, I think.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. But we were talking about it, and I said something like, "Man, I would just love to throat punch any Steelers fan I saw." And unbeknownst to us, in the elevator were Trisha Meyer and her mom Cindy, who are
Who
huge
are
Steelers
from
fans.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, they're huge
Yeah,
Steelers fans. So that made for an interesting elevator ride.
yeah. I
But
think that may have been both of our introductions to those two,
yeah, I think
and somehow we're all friends.
I think I'd met him once or twice before that, but it didn't really register. But yeah, I mean, the relationships that we've been able to build over the years with a lot of these people that are seriously some of my best friends. They're people I chat
Yeah,
with
yeah.
weekly or monthly on Facebook, and we could go 2 years without seeing each other, but meet up at a conference, and the relationship's still there. So that's been my big success is just the people that I've been able to meet and know and enjoy.
And I think, when we actually get to go to a conference again, it will be almost 2 years
Yeah,
since we've all been together. Well, Joe, I really appreciate you taking the time. You have such a unique perspective on the industry and such a long and storied career on both sides of the fence. You really bring a unique perspective to the channel and can help affiliates, like you said, help them be successful, but also advertisers have a lot to learn, I think, from you being on both sides of the fence and seeing what it used to be like, and we did earn, maybe rightfully so, some of the reputation that we have, but going through that whole career and seeing like that's just not, you can't even do that anymore. There's other things they can do uh, to make trouble, and some of them do, but that shallow and thin kind of site development just doesn't exist anymore. I really appreciate you. If anyone wants to reach out to you, they have questions or they just want to follow CompleteCarnivore.com, I guess that's one place they can go. But how else can they keep in touch with you?
uh, they can email me jsousa@fanatics.com. It's a great place to get in touch with me. I mean, search for me on social channels and I'm there. But yeah, I mean, email would probably be the best way.
Awesome. Well, Joe, thank you. And I will get my biscuit order in here shortly. I will ask my wife which one she wants. I will not ask my daughter because she keeps hiding the cinnamon ones from me.
You need to get a separate freezer for yourself.
With a lock on it. But thank you for your time today, man. I look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Definitely. Thank you, Jamie.
Joe, thank you so much for joining me today. I always enjoy spending time with you and having conversations. And today was no different. Just a podcast chock full of information on affiliate marketing. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to get in touch with Joe, you can see him and all his meat preparation advice at CompleteCarnivore.com. But you can also get a hold of him via his email address. I will share that in our show notes. But you can look for him in his socials. He's easy to find. Give him, reach out to him if you have any questions. or want to talk about meat or affiliate marketing. But some of the things I want to bring up is how important it is for affiliate managers to know the technologies, tools, tips, tricks that we are asking our affiliates to do. And also take note of how difficult it is nowadays to be an affiliate. So when you're looking at the affiliates, you're seeing numbers on your end. What you don't see is the years and years that they have put into building an engaging audience. So definitely go back, listen to that section again. And hey, if you need help with your affiliate program, you can get that at gethelp@JEBCommerce.com. You can even set up time on my calendar to discuss all things affiliate marketing. Just go to calendly.com/Jamie Birch. And hey, if you like this podcast episode, please share it. All the socials, Facebook, Twitter, all those, and give us a 5-star review. That really helps us get the word out, so we would really appreciate it. Now, if you would like to be a guest, I would love to have you. We can set up a quick 15-minute chat, tell you how that would go, and talk about what kind of topics and questions we go over. You can also email me at gethelp@JEBCommerce.com. We can go over that. So I hope this was informative. Please leave us a review, and I will see you next time.